Let's talk about the real king of prison breaks of China today. Even movies wouldn't dare to make it this dramatic. His name is Li Hongtao, a man who escaped prison 3 times, was later sentenced to days, but somehow survived and even became something of a hero. Back in 1980, Li ranked second nationwide in a math competition and was admitted to the prestigious Zhejiang University, majoring in electronics. Using his skills, he forged a bank seal and managed to withdraw $1 million in cash in today's money. But on his second attempt, he accidentally ran into the police. His nervous partner gave them away, and the two were immediately arrested. During his interrogation, Li acted calm and cooperative, but behind his back, he was quietly fiddling with his handcuffs. When the officer left the room for water, Li simply unlocked his cuffs, told another guard he was there on official business, and just walked out of the police station. The prison break time, about 30 minutes. And guess what? He went straight home because he knew the police would come for him, but he also knew the most dangerous place is often the safest. So he climbed onto his own rooftop and calmly watched the officers search below. When they finally gave up and left, he fled 600 kilometers overnight. The next day in a hotel, he spotted a shiny Audi. His fear turned into excitement. He decided right then someday he'd own one. Then he thought, why not today? But he didn't rob the car, that'd be too crude for the escape king. Instead, he chatted up the owner, memorized the shape of the car key with his photographic memory, and that night made a copy and drove off in his very first Audi. But there was one thing he didn't think of. He didn't have a driver's license. Before leaving the city, he crashed the car straight into a ditch and was caught again. Li was angry and embarrassed. He told the police, "You'd better sentence me fast, or I'll escape again." The officers thought he was joking and maybe brain damaged from the crash. So they locked him up and forgot about him. Big mistake. Li convinced the 2 fellow inmates to help him dig a tunnel for free, and on a stormy night he escaped again. A real-life Shawshank Redemption. To mock the police, he even stole a police car on his way out. His second escape took just over a month. And what did he do next? Run for his life? No. He drove the stolen police car straight to his girlfriend's house. You see, if a man has loved one, he really has time no matter what. That's the power of love, or stupidity. Of course, the police had the same thought and caught him for the 3rd time. Meanwhile, his girlfriend, feeling so guilty, so broke up with him immediately. This time, the police moved fast. They pushed for a quick trial, so he couldn't escape again. But there's always a but. Heartbreak made him bold. Less than a week later, he climbed over the prison fence during yard time, stole another police car, and drove 800 kilometers to Nanning City before disappearing again. But now the police were desperate because some of them lost their job because of him. Li escaped prisons like most people eat lunch. Finally, 2 years later, when he took a car to a mechanic, he was recognized and caught for the 1st time. This time, the court didn't hesitate. He was sentenced to days for fraud, theft, and escape. Everyone thought the story was over, but Li Hongtao wasn't done yet. While on death row, he devoted himself to invention. Just 20 hours before his scheduled execution, he solved a major engineering problem that had troubled China for decades. His innovation is now used in drones, cars, robotic arms, subways, even bank cards and ID chips. Yes, this prison escapee helped modernize China's tech. And according to the law, because of his extraordinary contribution, his death sentence was commuted to life imprisonment. And then through continued inventions reduced to 14 years. But why not just release him because of his great contributions? It's simple. Li doesn't have a limit, but the law has a limit. The legal minimum reduction from a death sentence in China is 14 years. Even the police joked, did he plan the death sentence just to get free lab access in prison? Finally, in 2009, Li Hongtao was released, and then he did one last incredible thing. To thank the Kunming Detention Center for letting him invent so much, so he personally upgraded their entire anti-escape security system. Basically, he made sure no one could ever pull a Li Hongtao again. And that's how the Kunming Detention Center became the most secure prison in China. No one has ever escaped it since. But for his image, Li is a demon. Just he doesn't lead the plate anymore, so he peed on it. Follow me on Eastern Perspective to see the world.